We are back. It is episode 169 of the Metal. I almost said the Metal Rob Show.
Yeah, you do that every week.
I know the Metal Rob Show's on Friday. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Episode 169 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob. With me, as always, is the great.
Well, I think Scott's great, but okay, I guess it's Carcass John.
As well as the continuously new and improved
name, always changing every week.
Yeah, Heart of Metal.
Just couldn't think of anything fun this week, so I just went with Heart of Metal.
I like it. Yes, very nice.
Let's see.
We are having some trouble. We have a guest this week, but we're having a little technical trouble. No worries. We will get this squared away. But let me get to some comment. Oh, okay. Yeah, Fraser kicking us in the nuts. Thank you, buddy. What's wrong with y'all? Holy mackerel, waiting tonight. I'm waiting. Take me too damn long. Okay. Yeah, here we are. Yo, Damien Hair Metal is here. AZ Mick is here. Metal Mayhem 777 is here. Sorry to scroll through those so fast. So we are waiting. TJ Lewis from Forebode is here. Grego is here.
And the most important person in the
Metal
list.
Queen is here. Shut up, Greg. We just started. Come on, dude. Look, Scott, go ahead and I don't really have any shout outs. I was working my butt off on a new outro, which I think I'm not going to be able to get loaded into the show today. But sitting in our comment section is one of the record label owners that Scott and I do tons of work for. And so, Scott, why don't you bring us in on some stuff we got coming up? Oh, our guest is joining us as well.
All right.
So
yeah, we have excuse me. We had 3 albums that are going into Record Store Day that Rob mastered, and I did the layout for it, and 2 of them are on Girder. So this is one of them, John Elefante, who of course is the
former singer from Kansas.
Of course, and he's got several solo albums out. This is his latest, first time on vinyl, and it is coming out on Record Store Day. And then also on Girder, and this one probably won't appeal to many of the fans on this board, but maybe, who knows, if you're a big wrestling fan, this is Macho Man Randy Savage, Be a Man. This is what Discogs describes as gangster rap. So
okay. Have you heard it?
It is rap for sure. I couldn't tell you
not very good rap, but it's gangster, I guess.
Anyhow, it's very it used to be very hard to find, but of course it's coming out. There was a bootleg floating around that just came out as well, but this is the genuine deal. Purple vinyl coming out on Record Store Day. And then finally, the last one that Rob and I worked on is In This Moment, Beautiful Tragedy on this wonderful blue vinyl. And this one's still sealed, so I can't show you. But yeah, we got to work on 3 Record Store Day releases this year, so kind of fun. We don't always get to work on albums that are, our style of music that, I mean, I would love to work on, Heretic and Helix and all that kind of stuff every day of the week. But sometimes you work on country, sometimes you work on rap. And yep. I'm very proud of all 3 of these. They all came out great. Absolutely. They sound great and they look great. And it's fun to have your stuff come out on Record Store Day. That's the first time I've ever had anything come out on Record Store Day. So very cool.
I had never heard the Macho Man thing, and I didn't know what to expect, but it sounds fantastic. That's not a pat on the back for myself. I didn't mean it that way, but it came out nice. In This Moment.
And there's a lot of big. I think there's a lot of big name artists on there that are working with him on that. So that's probably why.
It's pretty. It was a lot cooler, than I thought it might be. I just had no idea what to expect from Randy Macho Man Savage, but it's pretty cool. And like Scott said, it's been really hard to find. It's been a very expensive record, and so I'm stoked that we got to do that. We get to work with some pretty cool dudes at some pretty cool labels, putting out some pretty cool bands. So. Hey, Carcass, Tex, we know you're waiting. Hang tight. Carcass, do a shout out real quick. I'm going to go shut my door because I forgot to shut the door to the office, and then we'll bring Tex on, and we will get to the battle for Wacken.
Well, I'll just shout out Tex Duncan from Creeper right here in DFW, winners of the Battle for Wacken round 1. They're headed to Austin, but I won't steal any of his thunder. I appreciate him. He's part of the family now, and he is and there he is. Speak of the devil, the white devil himself.
Iquinsu Ocha.
You see what I did there? Of course you did. What's up, Tex?
What's up, y'all? How goes it?
It
Good,
goes, and this is a little bit of a departure for us because you are in a band that is almost indescribable. We know you're heavy, we know you're fast. You got a little bit of a groove, got a little Pantera vibe working, but you are none of. You're kind of a hybrid. You're on your own. So we look forward to hearing your story and about all the other bands you've played in, and et cetera, et cetera. And let's hear it, man.
Yeah, Carcass. I didn't mean to cut off your shout out, so you can finish that up for sure. But
no, I'm done.
Awesome.
He's the real deal, and he's ready to spout some knowledge about what's going on in his life.
I'll tell everybody how this came about, the show. Or this particular show with Tex and with Creeper. So I got a call a couple weeks ago from Spicoli, who's one of our local DJs on KNON, and he's been on the radio around here forever. And he said, "Hey man, do you want to sit in on and judge at this Battle of the Bands?" And of course, when you hear, "Hey man, do you want to judge a Battle of the Bands?" you think about, some garage bands getting together and throwing some spare music at. And I was like, "Man, I don't know." And it's like, no, dude. This is like Battle for Wacken. Well, I knew about that because
Wacken.
I know, because we knew about Monarch. The dudes from Monarch went a few years ago, and Carcass knows them, and we've met them.
They've been after the Kaijus and the Titans for a long time. Sorry, nerd reference.
Yeah, so
Godzilla
Monarch went, and then so I was interested because it was Battle for Wacken. It was at the Rail Club. Hadn't been over there in a long time, and I was going to get to hang out with Bob Zilla from Hell Yeah, and he's in Low Side now, and I was going to get to hang out with Rick Perry from Gamma Side, which is always awesome, and Iron Jaw, and I was going to get to sit with Sterling and Carrie Crafton, both big time producer dudes. We will get more into that in a minute. So I was in, and then we got there, and Carcass made a prediction. And I won't get into all that, but I'll just say the Carcass was right. So here we are with the band of the night. So man, just like Carcass said, yeah, just spill it, man. Tell us how that all came about and give us some band history, and we'll just jump in and bullshit about the band and the Battle for Wacken.
Well, hell yeah, dude. Thank you guys for having me on. Actually, this is cool. Hanging out with some fucking local legends, man. But no, I've been in Creeper now for 8 years. 8 years. I'm the longest running member besides Jimmy, who founded the band back in like 2002. He started it. The idea for the band came up with him and Dave Peacock, actually, the one of the old singers for Pantera, before Phil. And they came up with the idea for the band and whatnot. And anyways, it came to fruition. And I joined the band back in, I think it was 2013 or 14. I think it was 14. But yeah, I've been with Jimmy. We've gone through 4 different lineup changes, and we finally have found the fucking one that, I mean, we're firing on all cylinders. I mean, there's just something about the way that we all mesh together, and it's just it's badass. And it's funny because me and Jimmy had known each other. I've always been a fan of Creeper, like for a long time. I was like, my old band Southern Assault, we used to play with Creeper a lot, and me and Jimmy and the old drummer, Brian Gutowski, actually were talking for a little bit about doing like a little side project together. And then one day, Jimmy hit me up and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "You know how we're talking about doing a side project?" I was like, "Well, yeah, dude, are you still interested?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Kinda." He was like, "How would you like to come audition for Creeper?" And I was like, fucking for real? I was like, "Are you serious, man?" So, they kind of fucked with me a little bit because they were all like, "Hey, I thought I was going to have to go out and audition." I was all like, nervous. My butthole was all clenched up. I was like, "Oh my God, these guys aren't even going to fucking dig me and shit, dude." And they told me later, they're like, "Oh yeah, dude, you had the job before you even came and auditioned. We just wanted to sweat you a little bit." I was like, "You guys are assholes." But no, I've been with them ever since. You know, it's been for the 8 years now. It's been steadily me and Jimmy. You know, I found me a damn good guitar player, and I didn't have any intentions of parting ways with him.
Yeah, no, that dude's good. That was my very first time to see any of those bands. I had seen Curtis in Bezel before.
Yeah.
I had seen the dude. Oh my gosh, it's driving me nuts now. Metonic. I saw that dude singing Iron Jaw several years ago. So it was a little bit of a who's who of DFW metal to some extent. And
yeah, right. It was really.
Yeah. So how did they choose the bands for the whole deal?
I have no idea how they chose their. I mean, I know that I was contacting. It's just like, hey, there's going to be a battle of the bands for Wacken at on this date at the Rail. Do you want to play it? And I was like, I hit up my guys, and they're like, yeah, sure, why not? It's a Saturday night. I was like, okay, cool. And that's how that went down.
Nice.
I was kind of wondering that myself, because I was like, is that how everybody was chosen? They just got hit up or whatnot? I mean, I don't know, but I'm just glad that we did it. I'm glad that we got asked to do it.
Yeah.
So what is the next step then to get to Wacken?
So we're doing round 2, which is not this Friday, but it's next Friday, the 10th. March 10th. It's down in Austin at Come and Take It Live. So that's going to be round 2. That's the state finals. That's there's 10 bands from what I looked on the bill. Us and Hand Over Fist are the 2 that advanced from the Fort Worth regionals. But we're all meeting down there, and they're doing the one big show. We actually play at 7. We're the 3rd band to play. We play at 7 o'clock, and it's weird because we were looking at it last night. The set, or not the set list, but the band times. It's all in alphabetical order. Like, it starts with A, and then the last band, like the C's and the S's and Z's are at the very end. They got the top slot. So thought that was kind of crazy. Never seen that before. But yeah, so if we win this one, if we win the one next week, then we advance to the national finals. And the national finals is at Brick by Brick in San Diego, California. Yep.
Yeah, very familiar with that place. So how does the band feel? I mean, there was I didn't think it was any that to me there was no doubt, because after watching 7 out of the 9 bands, I just thought, wow, this is I just thought Creeper was going to be better, but you guys were impressive beyond what I'd ever seen before. So I mean, and I was talking to your drummer, and he said, all we do is rehearse. That's all we do. We don't do anything special. And I said, well, I guess practice does make perfect, because you guys obliterated the stage up there at the infamous Rail Club. So what else are you doing as far as are you doing anything different? Or are you just doing the same old? Yeah, we're just going to practice and let it ride.
We've been doing rehearsal. We've been doing our rehearsals the exact same way that we're doing the show live. I mean, everything that I say, live, I'm saying that at rehearsal. We're basically replicating what we do in rehearsal, and we did it live on stage. And it's funny, whenever we played this round 1, as soon as we got off stage, we only had 4 songs to play. We were only allotted 20 minutes. This time down there for round 2, we found out we're only allotted 15 minutes. So we're probably only going to be able to play 3 songs. But as soon as we got off stage, we went backstage, and we all 4 looked at each other, and just like, we all kind of smiled at the same time. We were thinking the same thing, like, holy shit, that was fucking tight. I mean, it was,
dude, it was so tight. It was the band. I'm not going to bag on any of the bands, because there was not a bad band. And I mean,
no, they're all really good.
I'm not placating the bands. Everybody was great. But there were, half the bands, it was like, okay, these dudes are tight. These dudes are for real. These dudes have got their shit together. My buddy Richie that's commenting, he was sitting next to me over at the judges table, but sitting there with Bob and Carrie and those dudes, listening to what they were saying, because I felt like such a jackass outsider with all these dudes, and listening to what they were saying, I was like, oh man, they're echoing what I'm thinking in my head as bands would come on and go off, and we would write notes and whatever. And I don't know if the bands got to see any of the notes or what, but on y'all's, I'll tell you this, Carrie was sitting next to me Well, no, Bob. It was Bob, then Kerry, and Kerry leans over to me, and he goes with one pen stroke. He circles all 10s on Creeper, and he writes in huge capital letters, "Needs improvement!" Exclamation! 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 So, yeah, he was all about you guys, and then I think you've got some other news to share with us, do you not?
Yeah, speaking of Kerry Crafton and Sterling Winfield.
Yes.
Go ahead, spill the beans, brother.
Yeah, so apparently we really impressed Sterling. He was one of the judges also, and I mean that right there, like whenever I found all this out, I just kind of freaked out. Kerry came up to me after the show, and after they announced the winner and everything, and he walked over to me and he handed me a folded up piece of paper, and he's like, "Here, you might want to keep this." It's like, "What is it?" And he just kind of smiled at me, turned around, and walked off. I was standing there beside Warren, and I opened it up. And when I opened it up, it's one of the judges' scorecards, you know, one of their sheets and everything with all of our, you know, our scores on it, whatnot. And at the very bottom, it said in really big letters, it said, "Holy fuck, keep doing what you're doing." And I was like, okay, I was like, holy shit, dude. I was like, that's fucking badass, man. And then Sterling was, he hit up Spicoli the next day and was like, dude, he's like, I need contact information for Creeper. He's like, those fucking guys were amazing. And when he told me that, I was like, he said, I mean, we all are familiar with Sterling Winfield's work.
Well,
and we're all familiar with Kerry Crafton's work.
Yes.
For the people that don't know, then there may be a few that aren't familiar with those two cats.
Touche.
Let us you tell us who they are.
Okay, so Sterling, he did everything of Pantera's from, I think it was Far Beyond Driven all the way to Reinventing the Steel, the Live 101 Proof. He produced all that, recorded it also with Vinnie Paul. He did Rebel Meets Rebel. He did Hell Yeah, and he did Damage Plan. Amongst a whole bunch of other bands, you know, he did King Diamond. He did some, I think he did Merciful Fate also. He did one of the songs for the Crow soundtrack, Pissing Razors. He's done a lot, and then you've got, of course, the local legend Kerry Crafton, who everybody knows around the area from fucking Rigor Mortis. You know,
so basically he's done a bunch of bands no one's ever heard of.
Right? Yeah, nobody's ever heard any of these bands. They're no name bands. They were no name.
Yeah, he did the Nixons, which was a really big deal, and
yes,
Dead Horse, Devastation,
Dead Horse. Yep.
So these are not two just guys off the street that bought some programming gear to record. These guys are legit.
They're for real
in their own in our town.
Yeah, I talked to Sterling for a minute today because I wanted to meet those dudes because I've been doing mastering for 25 years, but we've got some stuff coming down the pike, and I'm like, man, I want to just keep sharpening the skills. So I wanted to meet Kerry and Sterling both, and so you'll see my dumbass at your recording sessions.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
So I'll get to meet you and hang out a little bit, and I'll promise to stay out of the way. But I'm really excited to be in the presence of those dudes and meet you guys and
we are too, man.
Hey Tex, can you tell them about what they're doing with this whole project?
Yeah, so it's good. We're going to be doing it at MediaTek Institute, and I mean, Sterling, like, he approached us with it. I mean, he hit us up and he sent us his phone number, and he's like, dude, he's like, y'all hit me up ASAP. So you know, we hit him up and we got to rapping with him and shit. And he's going to come out to one of our rehearsals to check us out. But we're going to be recording the whole thing at MediaTek Institute, and from what I understand, it's going to be broadcast live the whole weekend that we're there. While we're in there recording, we're going to be broadcasting live and, you know, showing everybody what's going on. Because I mean, in all honesty, this is like, you know, this is a history in the making, because I can't think of another time that two huge producers like that have gotten together and to record one band. I can't think of any off the top of my head. So the fact that it's,
the cool thing is you're going to fit. You're not a Pantera clone, but you get that influence. You're not a clone of this band or that band, but you could tell you guys bring all these different flavors into your sound, but it's going to fit perfectly into what those boys can deliver. So
exactly,
the product is going to be kick ass. And is this your first record, or you guys done demos or what?
Well, so we've since I've been in the band, we've done songs before, but it's funny. This is going to be the 4th time that we've gone into the studio, and every single damn time, something has happened. We get almost completely done with everything, and then a member just left the band, and by the time we got another member, of course, you can't expect, the new guy to be like, hey, we want you to try to push this CD, even though you're not on it. So we'd have to go back into the studio with the new person or the new people after they learn everything, go back in and record again. And then 4 separate times, somebody fucking left. So we've had to scrap, waste money every time, and it's like, that's why I'd say this is our first album, because I've been in the band 8 years and have still yet to be able to put out, quality shit going, hey, it's finished. This is done. This is Creeper. This is us. Check it out. Because every time something's happened. So to me, this is a big deal. And the fact that it's, Sterling and Kerry Crafton teaming up and helping us do this, it's Pantera meets Rigor Mortis, the 2 fucking people that were that helped create those bands and those sounds back then are teaming up together to record us. And that's pretty fucking mind blowing if you ask me.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fucking rad.
Well, and they're good dudes too. Just super.
They're
nice
awesome.
guys.
I mean, I've known Kerry for a long time now. Kerry's just so cool. And we'd actually been talking to him for a little bit anyways, about, possibly recording us. And then, when Sterling saw us play, him and Kerry started talking because they were just like, dude, he was like, I've got to get in on this. He's like, they've actually brought back my excitement for music. And I mean, the whole time I'm hearing this, I'm like a kid in a candy shop, freaking out and shit.
It was good, man. It was an impressive night. You guys absolutely dominated, and I was shocked to look up there and see Curtis, because I'd seen Curtis play a bunch, and I had no idea he was in another band besides
Bezel. Yeah,
but man, it was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to the record. What do you think your time frame is? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, we're going in. It's we're gonna do it in a weekend. We're gonna do it the March 25th weekend. So I think that's the 23rd to the 25th.
Okay.
That weekend. So it's the weekend after we get back. No, it's 2 weekends after we get back from the battle down in Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to my calendar right now and marking off time.
So Tex, you mentioned, of course, Pantera and Rigor Mortis, and people in the DFW or in Texas are very familiar with them as our fans across the universe. But so growing up, what were some of your influences? Did you play any instruments, or did you always sing and see yourself as a front guy, or what are your influences there?
I actually was wanting to be a football player. I went to Stephen F. Austin on a football scholarship, so I was actually late getting into the local music scene. I didn't join my first band and start playing until I was 20, and didn't play my first show, big show, until I was 21. So, but I mean, I'd always before that, I remember when I was a teenager, I got a guitar for Christmas because I'd always looked up to my great uncle and my uncle. So my great uncle was Wayne Wilson. He was the bassist and the backup vocalist for Buck Owens and the Buckaroos for about 30 years.
Wow.
And then my uncle, you guys might remember him if you remember the local scene back in the 80s and 90s. You remember a band called they went by Scam?
I don't remember that, but Uncle
Scam, and they went by Scam. Okay. Yeah. Carcass, you probably remember him.
Yep,
My uncle was Scott Crump, the guitar player. He founded that band. So I'd always looked up to my Uncle Scott. I kind of grew up in the local scene, knowing some of the dudes and whatnot, when I was a kid, of course, because my uncle was all in it. But I just, he's always, the whole reason why I got into music is I was like, I want to be like my Uncle Scott. I want to be like my Uncle Wayne. I want to play music. After the football thing, after I left college and my scholarships ran out and I couldn't continue college, it's like, well, fuck, I've always loved music. Let me take a shot at this singing thing. And started doing karaoke first. Started doing karaoke out in Commerce, and hooked up with some dudes, and then moved out to Garland in 2004 and met Shred, and hooked up with Southern Steel, and I've been doing the band thing for almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Hey, what's that thing on your arm there, on your shoulder? What is that?
Oh, snap, dude.
Wow, that looks really cool. Who did that?
Oh. Man, this dude is dating my sister. He designed it. I heard he's a big old teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he goes by the name Carcass.
We call him Circus John.
But yeah, so my friends over at Blackheart Studios, Rainey and Jeremiah Havoc. Jeremiah did that one on me.
Well, and you know what? I don't take it lightly when somebody takes something I did and puts it on their skin permanently. That's very meaningful, especially since we're family, and that's pretty cool, man. When I saw that thing, in fact, what was that? The DFW Metal Fest?
At the Ridgely Metal Fest.
At the Ridgely Metal Fest, you came out and then you kind of popped your sleeve up, and I went, "Wait a minute, that's new." And, and then you came over and really flashed us with it, and I thought, that rascal.
And what's funny is I had that idea as soon as you gave me the picture when we all went to lunch that day for Christmas, and you gave it to me and everything. As soon as I saw it, that's the first thing I was like, that's going on my fucking arm, dude. I was like, I know exactly where that shit is going. And I just wasn't going to say anything because I had it planned. You and my sister, y'all's asses ended up being late to the show. We were on stage whenever y'all finally got there because like I had the whole thing planned out. I was going to be setting at our merch booth. I was going to have a fucking shirt tossed over my shoulder and everything, you know, covering it up. And when they walked in, I was going to stand up, give them a hug, and then kind of take the shirt down and be like, oh yeah, check this out. And they're going to be like, oh my God, that's badass. No, they fucked that shit up.
No. Hey, but seeing it from the front row was pretty impressive. That was cool.
Yeah, that turned out pretty cool too, I got to say. That was fun.
Well, I got a question for you. Since I've never heard your band, because I'm not from Texas, describe the music for me.
Well, it's man, it's hard to describe really. I mean, we've got a song that's almost every genre besides rap, but actually a bunch of my vocals, like I take large influence from early 90s and late 80s hip hop. I mean, that's part of the era that I grew up in. So every one of our songs, and it's funny because every band I've ever played with, they always, you know, make the comment. They're like, dude, you're a weird singer because I write to the backbeat. I don't write to the beat that's up forward, and that comes from, you know, the hip hop influence and everything of the old school days is writing to the backbeat. I always say the music is like it sounds like modern day like good metal because, you know, there's composition and everything flows together. But every one of our songs, we've got stuff that's, you know, heavy in your face. We've got a couple of songs that are a little bit slower that got, you know, kind of we hit the groove when we ride that groove. But that's the thing, every single song that we have, you can listen to it and you can sit there and you can nod your head to it because there's a beat to it. I've always said that if I can't nod my head to a song and be like, okay, I can feel this, then to me it's not a song and I don't want anything to do with it. And so every single one of our songs has that backbeat. If anything, I'd say like of course, you know, we get the Pantera references, which I guess it's got to come from the music and the stage presence, because I've always thought my vocal style was more akin to Lynn Strait from Snot or Corey Taylor from Slipknot. Those are two of my biggest, you know, influences when it comes to like, you know, the cadences and stuff like that. And Billy Biohazard, he's another one. You know, but I mean, of course, you know, Phil was always an influence of Pantera because that's our hometown boys. Sure. You know, but I you know, Phil's stuff wasn't as like rappy heavy as some of my lyrics and stuff are. It's funny because there are songs that I'm just like, you know, I look back on like I had to cram as many words as I could into this section to go in this beat. I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Because it's so hard to sing live, and it's like if you watch me on certain songs, I'll turn around and I'm like, because I'm having to catch my breath. I'm like, why did I write it that way?
Right on. So you piqued my interest a little bit because you said something that most people never say on this show, and you said late 80s, early 90s rap. So you're talking like Boogie Down Productions and Eric B. and Rakim and Schoolie D, stuff like that?
Oh, dude, stuff like that. Then getting back to the No Limit Soldier records, you know, of course, you know, I'm not really much of a fan of the East Coast stuff, like as in, you know, Biggie and stuff like that. My shit was like Pac, Bone Thugs. I was always a big fan of Bone Thugs, Eazy-E, NWA, any of the West Coast stuff. I mean, that the good old school shit, you know, that's to me, that's when it was really, really good, you know. So yes, Public Enemy, always. I mean, Chuck D was like, he was a master MC. So yeah, that's where I got a lot of my influence from with writing like cadence style and everything, because it's just got that, you know, that beat to it, because you could do that with something that's heavy and it still sound fucking badass. Corey Taylor is one of the perfect examples of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and let the audience know that this is not a hip hop record that we're about to hear.
No.
So
No, it's not at all. But you'll
No,
understand.
yeah.
You'll understand what I'm saying when you hear it.
I only asked because very rarely do I hear any metal fan say they like that late 80s, early 90s rap stuff, which I like.
Yeah,
but even
they're
like stuff
lying
like
if they say they don't.
even stuff
They
like
have
Run
no
DMC and or older stuff like Mantronics I dig too, but most people don't.
Yes.
Most metal fans can't stand that stuff. So
as we've discussed many times, and in Tex, I think I told you this once. I said if it's good, then I don't care what genre it is. I mean, it's good. Good music is good music.
Exactly.
And
Warren
you mentioned you mentioned Buck Owens, for crying out loud. I mean, what's not to like about that? And I don't know that very many metalheads would espouse Buck Owens, but you know what? He's dang good. And he was good for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, hell, the man toured the world. He's got, I don't know, he was on Hee Haw, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, that's
right.
Some
of the millennials are out there gonna be like, "What the fuck is Hee Haw?"
Yeah, Google it. GTS.
Right, yeah. Google that
your
shit.
age is showing. Your age is showing.
GTS.
That's right.
But so we're excited about going into the studio with the guys, with Carrie and Sterling. I mean, super stoked about that. I'm even more stoked about the fact that, I'm finally getting to fucking record. We're gonna have something out, so that way when somebody's like, "Hey, dude, you guys are fucking killer. You got a song somewhere I can check out?" and I can finally be like, "Yes, go to here, or fucking here it is," and not be like, "Yeah, we've got one, but mind you, this is with 2 old members, and they're not with the band anymore." And so it's like, I don't have to do that anymore. Thank Christ.
Right.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to if anybody that's out there watching, or anybody that watches this, if you don't have any plans on March 10th, it's a Friday. I know it's a Friday. If you don't have any plans and you can make it down to Austin, and you got boys and you got family down to Austin, man, hit them up. We're trying to get as many people there as we can. We play at 7:00 because one of the categories that we are judged on is crowd participation and crowd reaction. So we're trying to get a bunch of people down there to make noise for us. I know we've got we've got some people coming down there, but we're trying to get as many as we can. Wear your fucking creeper gear. Any creeper gear that you got, wear that. Let's represent Fort Worth and North Texas down in Austin, and let's take this fucking state championship home and go to California and show them what us fucking Texas metalheads are all about.
Yeah, man, you will not be disappointed if you head to Austin to see these guys. You will not be disappointed. And if you're in the DFW area, definitely check out Creeper. I put the link for your Facebook page in the comments so people can check that out. I'll add that again so people can go to it and follow you guys and see how it goes. Because either way, whether you make it farther or not, that album is going to kick ass.
Yeah, dude, in a way, we've already won, because, I mean, it's like we're getting to fucking do this. It's like we can win or not. At this point, it's like, dude, look what we're getting to fucking do. We're winners in our book on that right there.
Right.
So as far as playing out, you've got. I noticed you had a couple of shows lined up next month and the following months. You seem to be stacking up the calendar pretty good. Yeah, we've got pretty much a show every month until May. We've got this one coming up March 10th, and then we've got the very next week. 6 days later, matter of fact, March 16th, we're playing. It's a Thursday night. We're playing back at the Rail with the Convalescence and Casket Robbery, Chemicost, our homeboys, Die Unnamed. It's a big death metal fest, man. It's the Convalescence are on their North American tour right now. It's the No Survivors tour, and we're getting the pleasure of playing with those guys on March 16th at the Rail. And then we've got, I think we've got one April 15th is in the works. Then we've got May 20th. That's the Within Chaos EP release out at Lola's with Demon Seed, Lone Star Conspiracy. Oh, wow. Of course, Within Chaos. Yeah, dude, that's going to be another one that's fucking badass. And then we've got, we've got another Originally Metal Fest Presents show. That's May the 3rd, I believe is that one. And then we've got, June 3rd. Yeah, June 3rd is the Originally Metal Fest Presents. And then we've got June 15th for Vivid and Vulgar Fest over at the Rail Club. And that one's going to be badass. We're playing with our homeboys in Keel House, who just started up. Jared used to be an American Lab Rat. That's my boy. And then the rest of the guys, you probably know them from fucking Hell's Half Acre. But we're playing with them. But Vivid and Vulgar Fest is going to be a big, big show, man. So, yeah, we've got a lot of shows coming up. And
believe it or not, they just keep pouring in. You know, we've had to turn down some shows because it's like, damn, dude, you know, we're playing the weekend before that at the same fucking venue. You know, Hemlock hit us up and they're wanting us to play their North American tour when they come through Texas, but it's a Friday on the 17th of March, and we're playing the night before at the Rail at the same place, and they're like, yeah, I can't really do that. It's like, fuck, man. So, but it's cool. You know, I'd rather be having so many shows that we got to turn them down than, you know, not getting any shows at all.
Right. Right. Well, dude, I'm excited for you guys. I really, really appreciate you coming on the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. The round table is badass.
Yeah, we will definitely share it far and wide, of course. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Well, I definitely will see you again during the recording session. So
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You guys, got any more questions while we've got the man here?
Because you're headed to the gym and then to practice.
Hear the music. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. Yep. Heading into the gym. It's chest day. Gotta get swole.
That's right. That's right. Awesome, dude. Well, we'll turn you loose so you can head into the gym. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys.
Thank you guys for having me on and supporting Creeper, man. Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Creeper USA on Facebook. Please check them out. Support those guys. Send them some love. There's a little bit of live video you can find here and there, but I'm telling you, this record's going to be good.
Fuck yes, it is. Thank you guys so fucking much.
No,
love y'all, man.
Yeah, thanks. Love you, man. Yep.
Love y'all.
See ya.
Yeah, dude.
Later. Bro. Awesome.
Alrighty then.
Good. Good dude.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
That's fun. To the people that watch the show, I know we don't do a lot of local bands, and we don't do a lot of bands that, well, we don't do a ton of guests, but you know, sometimes we wouldn't really think of doing a band that didn't have a record out or something like that. You know, we've at least had people that have had albums or several demos or whatever. But Carcass told me going to that show, he goes, dude, you need to pay attention. And of course I did. And you know, we voted them on, and they were good. But what separated them in my mind was the presentation. The songs were good. The stage presence was out of this world. And the vocals, you can only do so much. And I can't.
Gurgling and gargling.
I don't know what you're doing. And the band, they were good. The bands were good. It's just not my cup of tea. Like, there was one band there, I will just say they were different than all the other bands. I liked them. Some of the other judges didn't care for them at all. Thought they were ill-fitting. But so it's everybody's different taste. But at the end of the night, man, it was Creeper. It made sense. But I've got other bands now that I want to go see. Metonic kicked ass. Cutthroat Conspiracy kicked ass. Gosh, I'm gonna embarrass myself and forget some of the other bands, but oh, hang on.
Harmless Rebel is.
Don't talk about. Scott's got a heavy thrash metal vocal. Oh, and Metal Queen, I forgot to put your heart up. I apologize. And if I see you, I'm pointing at you, blow a kiss to the camera again, not only am I going to revoke your metal credentials, I'm just going to boot you from the show.
Do you know who that kiss is going to,
yes,
though?
I do.
Okay, well, she's more metal than about 99% of the people on this planet.
I get it.
Okay, well, I can blow a kiss to my queen. I can do that.
But I don't need to see you going, shoot me now.
Don't let your jealousy impede your ability.
Steph, he said multi-pussy on a show.
I did not say that.
He did. Yes, he did.
Whatever.
Damn
I
it,
did not.
Foul mouth. Jeez.
Well, that was pretty good. We're a little bit early. Do you guys want to riff about anything, or do you want to?
I can check this out. I got this in the mail.
That is that? Are those cassettes or CDs or?
These are cassettes.
That's cool.
It is the Cirith Ungol cassette box set that Metal Blade put out, including the unreleased Live at Country Club cassette.
Oh wow!
I haven't even opened it yet. Still in the shrink. So I'm trying to decide if I want to open it, but I need to. I guess I kind of have to. But
See, I have to buy 2. If it's something like that I think I'm never going to see again, I have to buy a couple of them.
But yeah, it's basically the first 4 albums. So you got Frost and Fire, King of the Dead, One Foot in Hell, Paradise Lost, and then of course the 5th tape is the Live at Country Club from 1984.
There's a difference between ass kissing and giving credit where credit is due, Chief. Creeper was.
Well, I don't know. Ass kisser. Who's he saying is you're kissing ass?
Probably me talking about the band.
I mean,
yes. I don't really know.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: you need to stop putting yourself down because you're not a slacker, and the work that you do is fantastic. And your list of credentials includes a lot of big names these days, including in this moment, Flotsam and Jetsam, among many, King's X,
Nevermore,
Poundhound, Nevermore. Yeah. So
I wish
it's about ready to explode. I can see it.
I know, man. Well, the thing about it, well, let's just talk about stuff like this for
Hellstar.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird for me when people like anything that we've worked on, and I say we because Scott and I have worked on so much of this stuff together. It's just weird to me because it's so subjective. But I want to tell everybody, I hear good reviews, I hear bad reviews, I hear people say, I don't really hear a difference if it's a remaster. And I respect all of that. And I want you guys to know the positive comments about our work make us feel great. The negative comments make me go see if there's something that I can learn. The ones that say it doesn't really sound that different to my ears, I get that too, because we all just have subjective listening and things like that. But I am so proud of all the shit that we've done. I'm proud that I'm at Carcass and we've done 169 episodes. I'm proud that Scott and I get to remaster and retool the artwork on all this stuff. And, it's been a weird metal family coming together. And then now we know, some of you guys from around the world. And it's just been, I don't mean to get all silly and sappy, but man, it's been pretty good fun doing all this shit and getting to know people.
Well, that was the premise. That was the whole premise of the show. It really wasn't a show. Yeah. We were going to lunch every Friday and eating a burrito at the local hangout. And and who was it? Was it Rob Doom in Houston? He said, you guys ought to do a show. And I'd actually kind of thought about it.
I had thought, I can't remember. I don't remember. I remember I wanted to do the show. I had even told Scott about it. And I just didn't do it. And then you and I got to bullshitting at lunch. The next thing I know, I'm like, do you want to stand in front of my laptop and just riff about bullshit? And so we did. So
we did. And that's how it got started.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. But Scott, you do kick-ass work too. Thank you so much for the kind words. I appreciate that. I think by and large, I don't think we've ruined anything yet.
Not yet.
I don't think
come close. Come close a couple times, but
there's one. I wish that I cannot let the cat out of the bag. This is going to be very vague. I apologize. But a local band, a big local band. I call them a local band. They've been all over the world. I can't. And Carcass, you know what I'm talking about. I can't wait for you guys to hear this because I do so many reissues and remasters and things like that. But what I really love doing is unmastered shit, or I want to get it off the soundboard and give it our treatment and do it the way we think it sounds great. And this band was really happy with the way this record came out. And I keep asking, can I play a song yet? Can I play a song yet? Can I play a song yet? And I'm still getting no. That's why I'm being so cryptic, but I can't wait to unleash this because I'm so proud of what they did. And then what I was able to just, like I told Jimmy Brown, they stacked up the pancakes. All I do is put some syrup on it, man. I just pour the syrup on at the end. But
don't tell me you're going to pour some sugar on me because that would be wrong.
Not if
That's
you
what
keep. Well, I don't know if you keep kissing the camera. I might.
Check out the Harmless Rebels comment.
Oh man, awesome! I appreciate that.
no, those things rip.
Well, and there's another case in point while we're, just spending a few minutes bullshitting here at the end. Getting to know Tanner, that's been awesome. He's such a nice guy, and now he sends me stuff. Getting to know Glenn, from Primal and Hyrax and Deliverance. What a great guy, man! And talking to him on the phone, and I just treasure the guys in Hellstar too. You set me up with those dudes, and I've been able to master a little bit of stuff for them. Not a Hellstar album, but for those dudes. And it's been cool, man. It's been really cool.
Yeah. Well,
Let's
what
get
it's all about. We're
started.
supposed to be having fun. I mean,
Thanks, dude.
man is that he might have joy. There's no sense in living a crappy life. You don't have to.
Oh, and what Jeff is saying, this is what it's all about. And the leader of our trio is Scott. Dude, I don't know how you work, maintain family stuff, go to the gym, and promote metal. I've never known anybody personally. You guys are so much better about promoting metal than I am. I love hosting the show, but you guys, Carcass eats, sleeps, and breathes metal. You can't know the museum that you walk into when you go to Carcass's house. My God. And then Scott and I have cool rooms. They're cool. We're proud of them. We love them. But it's nothing like being at Carcass's house, is it, Scott?
Nope. It's
if you do something
only ever
long
been to
enough,
one
you're
other house
gonna
like
you're
his
gonna
my whole
acquire a
life,
thing or two.
Yep, his
Yeah.
house is pretty. If you're a hard rock metal fan, 70s through current, it's like it really is like visiting a heavy metal museum. I mean, when I was at his house, I was dealing with some personal crap, but man, I spent so much time just walking around staring at the walls.
Yeah.
Looking at all the cool stuff.
When there's we'll tell a couple stories because, like I said, we're completely off the subject of Creeper
And Fraser, no, I don't do a YouTube channel. I'm sorry, but that's a Scott thing.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. But
Scott, I do. The Crypt is on every Friday at 6 after the Metal Rob show on Deep Dallas Radio.
That's right.
You like that one-liner? That's
right. I like it. Yeah, we both do internet radio shows on Deep Dallas Radio. It's deepdallasradio.rocks is the website. But man, but Scott, your old site is still up, right?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. It's nolifetillmetal.com, right?
Correct.
Okay. Dude, reviews and opinions and just all manner of information is out there. And his YouTube channel is just, if what we do is any good at all, we're a 1 on a 10 scale compared to what Scott does on his Scott Waters YouTube that I'm always talking about. So if you guys want something to binge and just listen to metal knowledge, just pour out of every orifice, man, go watch his channel because holy shit, it's good.
Yeah, my favorite episodes are the ones that I've done with Trog over the years. The top albums of whatever year we've done. I think we've done 69 through 1990 now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's awesome. And we're so busy. I've seen some of your stuff, but I haven't seen a lot of it, and we talk all the time. So sometimes I don't think about it, but Carcass, a lot of people don't know this. Carcass had a label, or I guess you resurrect it from time to time.
Yeah, of course.
Needed, right?
Metal Rising, we put out releases for Dead Rising, Amora Side, 4 Days to Burn.
Iron Jaw was on Metal Rising.
Yeah, I did. Well, initially, yeah, that's what we were going to do. But it's cool to and then Pass the Ammunition, our friend Don L. Blair. Yep. Both of his releases have been on Metal Rising, but it's just it's better to, even if it's not Capitol Records or Century Media or something, it still looks good to have a label on your thing. It makes you it makes you live up to a standard. And I have certain standards. There's things I put out and things I don't want to. I'm not even interested in. But man, bring it, because I know lots of people, and that's the whole thing. I'll put you in touch with people that can help you if I can't. And all the Turbid stuff, the early Turbid stuff, there was talk that if they didn't find Ironclad in time, that Metal Rising was going to put that Orogeny out. But I'm glad that they found Ironclad, because that propelled them into a different level. And their new record is really getting a lot of traction. I think this European swing with Unearth is really going to help them out. And I think by the time they get back to the States, they're going to be on a national level. So, and these are guys that were, using my living room for a practice space for 9 months. I mean, so you did, even Slayer started off as a local band. So that's why I encourage people to just go and support music in general. Creeper, I saw Creeper. I told Tex before he got on yesterday when I was asking him if he wanted to be here. I said I saw Creeper 10 years ago, like right when they first started, and of course that was a few years before his time. And I was like, I saw the potential there, but it wasn't like I was doing backflips. From what I saw 10 years ago and from what I saw a couple weekends ago, it's unbelievable. But they don't do it on their own. I mean, they don't do it by sitting around twiddling thumbs. They work. And even these small fries, they got to work their tails off, man. And they got to generate people. I mean, you got to have fans or you got nothing really. I mean, otherwise you're just you're playing in the room by yourself. But
are you ready to be put on blast?
On blast?
Yeah.
I'm going to be on blast? Okay. Oh, gosh. Episode 93 at 4. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
I seriously am. But all that being said, I would say half the musicians and half the bands that I like and know, I went to the show early and I stayed till the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go see one band and then pull out and go and bail.
Having trouble storing your winter clothes? With large storage bag.
What happened?
And now you got the Queen involved. Hey, and let me tell you what, I she's pretty awesome overall, but man, that chick is metal, and I'm telling you, she's metal, and it helps. It helps to, when you can go see these shows and you don't have to worry about, oh geez, is it too heavy? I mean, it's great.
Yeah,
it almost makes me laugh just because she is into the heavy stuff like me, but then she can sing every lyric from every Def Leppard record. So
now we're talking.
I can't figure it out. See, she's multifaceted. I don't want my multis to get misconstrued.
Well, it's too late because now we have record of it. I forgot my buddy Rusty. I've known Rusty for years and years. We reconnected over the past year or two, and he told me he was watching all the episodes, and I was like, oh dear God, why? He said, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find where he says it. And then a couple days later, I get a text message. It's episode 93 at 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'm pretty sure I said multiplicity.
I know you tried to say multiplicity.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna die on that hill.
Well, if we couldn't kick each other in the nuts, what kind of a show do we have? Am I right?
Well, like I said, Creeper is a hybrid band. They're a different band. But I think just supporting good people and good music, it doesn't really matter the genre. And he's one of the rare birds. And of course, yes, I'm dating his sister and I love her like no other. And but it's we stick around. We support everybody. We shake hands. We buy merch. We We do that, and that's how these guys stay alive. That's how they get to record. They make a little money, and
Charlie Belmore, meet him at the merch table. He's on the show. He knows Carcass.
Because most labels aren't paying for bands to record anymore. It's not the way it works.
I mean, look at Dave Havoc or Dave Sanchez from Havoc. I mean, the guy built his own studio with money that he made, and he records his own stuff.
And it sounds fantastic.
And Joel Grind, Toxic Holocaust, same thing.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll just do it myself, and it'll be the way I want it. And we all buy it because it's great. And
we almost made it.
Thanks, Tony Clem. Ed Wynn has his own studio. And who's Ed Wynn, Scott?
Oh, he's from this band called Osric Tentacles. You guys may have heard of him before. I think we've mentioned him one or two times before.
Yeah.
We almost made it. I wasn't
You're
even
never gonna not. You know what? You can bust my jibs about that word multi whatever, but Osric Tentacles will always be at the point of the spear.
That's awesome. Well, I wish I had a cool new. I don't know if I'm going to see Morbid Angel in March or not. I don't have any idea. I've got so much shit going on that I'm having to get with Richie and say, is it barbecue? Is it a concert? Am I working? Is it this? So I'm, damn it.
Thank you, Tony Clem.
We love
You're
you,
awesome.
Tony. Yes, thank you. I suppose.
I'm going to dig out another
It is for the
trinket.
betterment of the show. But yeah, I'm so slammed, and I bitch about it a lot, but I'm so damn busy that I have no idea. I had completely forgotten about you can't be on the Carcass shit list. There's no such thing. But I forgot about Morbid Angel, honestly.
Yeah, I can attest to the busyness of Rob. I know for a fact that one record label, just one, dumped 55 albums for the year on us at one time.
Yep.
Well, as my granddad used to say, it's better to use your hands all day than sit on them all day. So,
well, I tell you what, and
should I spill the beans about some of the ones coming out in the near future?
Do it, man.
Let's hear it.
The Accuser Teutonic Thrash Titans 3 CD box set featuring all their material from 1987 through 1992.
Ooh.
Or the Accuser double album of Who Dominates Who, 2 CD set, two different versions of the same album. Or Sacrifice Apocalypse Inside remastered. That's just a handful, obviously. But those are going to be going on sale pretty soon.
Well, speaking of Thrash Titans and Teutonic music, tune in Friday night after the Metal Rob show on the Crypt on Deep Dallas Radio. I'm going to have an episode of nothing but raging, ripping, circle pitting thrash.
Nice.
If your house doesn't look like the permapress cycle in your washing machine when you listen to this, then you're not listening loud enough. So check it out.
Have you already recorded that episode?
It's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
I haven't recorded mine yet. I'm going to do it tomorrow, Thursday. But yeah, Carcass and I both do internet radio shows. I do mine at 5 Central Standard Time on Deep Dallas Radio. You could just Google it. Every Friday at 5, and then Carcass follows me up with the Crypt at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Now Carcass plays
12 hours
later at 6 a.m. 6 p.m. 12 hours later at 6 a.m. They rebroadcast it. Mine is live at 5 and then rebroadcast at 2 a.m. and that's trying to accommodate our friends on the other side of the planet. And one of those friends is Stone Trip, who's got an album coming out March 10th. We've had him on the show. I've been with those dudes since day one from a support standpoint. And I loaded up the first of my show with a triple shot from those dudes last week. So I don't know what I'm going to do this week. I'm really thinking, and you'll hate this, you'll freaking hate this, but I'm thinking about doing a couple skate episode and playing nothing but ballads, metal ballads.
Well, you can do what you want on your show, and
So
then you can
Steph
put the
and I will
spandex and hairspray
skate.
away and listen to the crypt.
Yeah, tell Steph to tune in, and she and I will couple skate backwards around the rink while you're
I
waiting.
don't think so. You would not skate for very long. She would put you in the boards. So we'll check it out. Hey, and I would put this out there. If that's an inconvenient time for you, depending on where you live in the world, contact me at Carcass John Art on Instagram. Direct message me, and I can maybe, hook you up with some episodes. Who knows?
Who knows?
So I just think the music, it's fun to do the mixes, and so the dialogue is becoming a little more free and flowing, as you found out surprisingly with your bride in the car. But man, I'd love to send out a copy or two. So please listen if you can. 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock Central Time. And if you can't, then we'll work something out.
Yeah, and like us and share us and follow us and hashtag us and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go through and hashtag all the episodes, all 100 and almost 70 episodes, because I want to keep spreading the word. But anyway, that's about it. Let's wrap it up. Let me look and see if there's any comments. Crypta is on the bill. Badass ladies. Definitely need to sacrifice. Oh, Lazarus AD. Can we talk about that?
Lazarus
AD
AD
coming out, remastered on vinyl for the first time and CD.
Dude, they rip. I saw them at Lola's Open for Destruction once, and they shredded.
Play some Diaper Dudes. You guys write that down, and I'll tell you what that's all about next episode. Oh, and I'm booking tickets for Skid Row. August 31st. Yes, I'll be there with the Pitmaster, RPH2. All right, boys. Okay. Is that it?
That's it for me. I got nothing. Well, nobody even tried to attempt to read the shirt. So
I did. Yes, I did. Ravaging sanitizer.
No. And no, Scott, just don't even try. You'll hurt your brain.
It's too little. I can't see it. So
brain famine.
Brain famine. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ray gun, whatever.
Well, at least it doesn't look like a pile of sticks.
That's true. That's true.
I
tried to, I tried to make it easier for you guys.
Yeah.
Very linear and.
Oh, Richie, I probably won't be able to be off early that day. Ugh, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a Thursday. But yeah, we're going. Sweet. All right, boys. Well, I apologize for the 2-year-old outro that you're about to see. I have made another one. It is right here on this other laptop, and I did not get it updated and uploaded before we came on. So,
well, I'd say you're fired, but we can't do that because then we wouldn't have a show.
Can't fire a volunteer.
Yeah, because
you can't fire a volunteer.
So.
I think we should give him a raise. I think we should give him a 20% raise of what he's making.
I think so. I think we should just double his salary, his current salary.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I'm all in.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We just missed. We're just signing off. Death Metal Podcast is here. What is up, brother? We're just signing out, but we're glad to see you. Drost, hell yes. They're awesome.
Mark Chaos Massacre, our Aussie friend.
Awesome. Right, all right, boys. Well, you know how we do it. You can follow me on Instagram at Metal Robs Records. You can follow Carcass on Instagram at Carcass John Art. You can find Scott Waters on YouTube by going to Scott Waters. And I think it's youtube.com/@altmetal.
Altmetal, yeah. Or you can just type in No Left to Metal. It'll get you there too.
Yeah. Easy to find, and he's got killer shit. So, all right, boys, until next time, which will be episode 170, Metal will prevail. New outro next week, I promise.